Well, 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 November is upon us, and so is the Train Sim World roadmap. This one is pretty awful. I'll run you through everything. I've tried to summarize it as best I can, cut out all of the corporate buzzwords and whatnot. So I'll get straight into it. This is the graphic. You can pause the video now if you want to read it completely. Blackpool branches, I've already covered this on 2 separate videos, so I won't really elaborate much more, other than it's releasing next week and there's some new screenshots. Right, this is the big one, the Bernina Line. I made a video about this, 2 days ago. And it was like, oh, I'm pretty certain this will be the Bernina Line, and it'll be Rivet's new route, and it'll be St. Moritz to Toronto. And I was like, well, it's not super long, and it's, not very direct, so I think there's an even chance they'll do the whole thing. They're not. It's a shortened route. It's about half the route. They're going from Ospezio to Toronto. It still has the border crossing, but it's as many other people who are far more familiar with me pointed out, it's a stupid end point. That's like saying, oh, we're gonna do a rework of Great Western Express, but we're gonna cut it back at either or something stupid. It makes no sense to stop it there, other than just they ran out of time and there's some kind of external time pressure that they just, that was where they were up to, so they had to stop there. That's what I think they've done, that there's some kind of external time pressure and they are gonna fail to meet that if they don't extend the full route. It's a joke. It's classic Rivet. They've pulled the Rivet. So it's going to be much harder for them to impress me with this, knowing that they've done far shorter. And I know people are going, oh, it would have been 2.5 hours originally, but it's like 2.5 hours through spectacular scenery, and it looks like they've actually done a good job on the scenery on this one. For the most part, they've done a reasonable job. Look at that screenshot. It looks pretty nice. And the clouds going through the mountains, it looks good. But they've only done half of it, so... And they haven't included any of the Glacier Express coaches either. But it does have the ABE 8-12 Allegra EMU, which can be run on the Arosa line. It's not clear if that will be integrated into the Arosa line timetable. I hope it will be, because that will allow much more realistic service on the Arosa line. But who else knows? They've announced that they're going to be automatic announcements in 3 different languages, like there were on Edinburgh to Glasgow. They better work. They better sound good. They better, not extra points, but it'd be nice if they were the real announcements. And finally, of course, as you can see in the screenshot, the trailer coaches will appear coupled to the back of the Allegra. You can see the Allegra here. So we're not getting a locomotive, but as they do in real life, they might stick some coaches onto the back. I'm pretty sure they use the newer coaches on these most of the time, but we don't have the newer coaches. Maybe we'll get a new locomotive and the Bernina Express coaches later in a paid add-on, which Rivet seem to be particularly keen on at the moment. Anyway, talked enough about this. Let's move on. We got some screenshots. This is the loop, the spiral thing. I've forgotten where it is, but it's the famous spiral on the line where they did the longest train thing. And again, scenery doesn't look bad. I mean, the trees look awful still, but the mountains don't look terrible. This is Torino, I believe. Toronto. This is the end of the route, I believe. You can see that. And you can see it's just a regular station. It makes no sense to stop here. I do like the scenery here. Now that there aren't any trees, this is above the tree line, well into the alpine environment. So there's no trees, no shadows to worry about. The lake is a bit meh. I mean, you look at images of the lake, and it's this fantastic aqua colour. And there it's just sort of repeated textures every 2 minutes. Whatever. And this is the Allegra. Doesn't look bad. Rivet are quite good with their modelling of rolling stock, so you know I'll give them that one this time. And of course you can see the coaches there stuck on the back too. Right, Maintal Bar, we don't really have any new information about this. They just chucked some screenshots in, so have a look at them. Got this one of the 642? This one of the 363 with some tank wagons in tow. This one of the 642 4-car set. And now we move on to the s-bahn, or s-bahn. Rahitian Railway Arosa Aggregates paid update for the Arosa line. So this includes 2 new liveries for the GE4x4-2, which we'll see in a second, and the new FAC aggregate wagon, which you're looking at now. I presume it's a ballast wagon based on the image, not really an aggregate wagon, but you know, maybe it's multi-purpose, I don't know. The route will come with a new timetable once you've bought it, 5 new scenarios once you've bought it, and will be £10, €12, and $15. It's like 50 pence cheaper in Britain only on the PlayStation Store, apparently. And this will be releasing on the 21st of November. So if you want to part ways with £10 for a wagon and these 2 liveries, be my guest. I will be waiting, certainly, until there's a sale. That's for sure. Then we got the other Rivet gameplay pack. This is Engineering Express, which is a paid update for Edinburgh to Glasgow. So this one has the same 5 new scenarios, 2 new liveries for the Class 66. They are this one network, Ocean Network Express, the pink livery you're looking at now, which you can get on Creators Club for free right now. And also a Direct Rail Services Blue Class 66, which will be the first DRS liveried train we have. I like the fact that they're getting a more official liveries of the 66, you know, better than just Deutsche Bahn and EWS, which they just keep recycling and recycling and recycling. Having some DRS stuff would be nice, but let's get some GBRF, let's get some Freightliner, let's get some COLR rail. You know, let's just broaden the horizons a bit, guys. But yeah, I'm not paying 10 quid for this. No way. Oh, but it comes with the Knuckle to Scharfenberg adapter, so you can couple the Class 66 to the Class 385. But the 385s are still broken, and what's the point? And they carry the COLR wagons from West Cornwall Local over. And this is the full side-on view of the one pink livery, ONE or one, I don't know. We don't have any images of the DRS livery at present. Simtrack, this is the one of the new partner third parties, and they've announced they're working on 2 things. One of them is a British Rail Regional Rail liveried Class 323, and a few scenarios for Birmingham Cross City. Again, this is a paid update that no one asked for. No one wants this. You know, I can get this livery on the Creators Club for free right now, and I can make my own scenarios for it. I can use someone else's scenarios for it. I'm not going to pay money for this. People who buy this stuff are suckers, right? They're corporate simps. It's a waste of money. It's stupid. Like, sure, if you want to experiment with the editor, do this, but release it for free. Make people start liking you. Like, this is just so scummy. No one's going to like you if your opening impression is, oh, give us money for a livery you can get for free. It's just like a donation to the company, but you haven't seen their hard labour, you know. But maybe if they gave this out for free and then released a Peak Forest route later, maybe that would be better, but fucking hell. And they did say as well that they said some kind of cryptic, our interview has peaked, let's put the kettle on, so maybe they're doing, and they referenced, you know, British Rail livery, British Rail route that they were working on, like a period oldie woldy route. So I reckon they're gonna do a and they mentioned that it wasn't a route, it was an enhancement pack. So I reckon they're gonna do a diesel pack for Peak Forest that people have actually been asking for and will probably sell reasonably well. I don't know how many people own Peak Forest to start off with though. Anyway, we'll move on to the Köln Aachen timetable improvements. They haven't really said anything here, just that it's still not ready. This is a reasonably interesting photo of the actual timetable, apparently. I do find it comedic how the rendering is so bad. The couplers on the 442s hasn't loaded at all, and they just look like they've got this gaping hole in the front of them. Anyway, they really haven't said anything, so I'll just show you the screenshots. I got a, what is that, a 425 and 185 with some freights in tow and some Dostos, more Dostos, and a 423. IC1, IC3, 142 and a 442. And now we move on to the Midland Main Line updates. So this rolling out from... Christ, who made this? Skyhook. So got scenery improvements, a new snow build-up, signage improvements for route and station signs, lighting improvements at Nottingham and Leicester, HST adjustments, and the addition of portals to Scenario Planner. So not much going on there either. And this is the big one. These are all of the patches that they announced. So they're working on fixing the Class 700 and Great Western Express on the Epic Store and the BR204 on the Xbox Store. They had this long rambling apology for a patch that broke a shit ton of stuff that they released, or several patches that they released that broke a shit ton of stuff on the 31st of October. They've got other fixes in the way of livery rendering, haptics, point scoring, minor optimization on, just to stop the game crashing to desktop, basically. Fixing cameras bouncing around in tunnels, fixing the Class 801 in the livery designer, adding AWS gamepad controls to the Flying Scotsman 60103, fixing PS5 trophies, fixing lots of stuff with the Vectron, and various minor optimization updates for NEC Trenton. In the future, they're going to try and fix NEC Trenton passenger bugs. They're going to fix bugs relating to passenger lighting at LA Union Station on the Antelope Valley Line. They're going to fix the cab visibility, particularly of the illuminated buttons in the OBB 4024 cab. They're going to fix the ECML OHLE. I don't know how, whether they just revert to the original, that would be nice. They're going to fix CIFA in the BR182, and they're going to fix some aspects of photo mode. And they've announced their big winter core update, which I'm sure will have absolutely nothing of interest to anyone apart from the formation designer, which will be releasing. They haven't said when. They've got suspension changes planned to be rolled out at this point, but any new content from now on will most likely have the suspension updates. So like the Pacer for Blackpool and the 642 on Maintal Bar will have the new suspension. And there'll be HUD changes, so there's more customization. Station platforms now appear on the route monitor, and you can scale it to show the next 1 kilometer, the next 2 kilometers, or the next 4 kilometers, I believe. And finally, something that I found particularly amusing was their plan for Train Sim World 3 owners. They said they're going to roll out 4 patches, starting with Midland Main Line, ending with NEC Trenton. That's all they've said. So they've been very vague, I presume deliberately, so that if they ever back out, you can't really hold them to account. Look, whether this actually happens, I will be surprised if it does. Not surprised if it doesn't. They announced something like this for Train Sim World when they switched to Train Sim World 3, and it sort of never happened for Train Sim World 2. So, I don't think this is something to really count on from Dovetail. But, you can have your faith. What a bad roadmap, hey? There's not really anything exciting here, other than a few screenshots. And the only useful stuff is the patches. Let me know what you think about everything lots to reflect on, lots to discuss, lots going on, and we'll certainly see what's going on. Lots of stuff releasing soon. I will not be. I mean, I'll get Blackpool on a day one purchase to review, but I will not be getting the Arosa Line pack or the Edinburgh to Glasgow pack. I most likely won't be getting the 323 pack. Certainly, I won't be getting any of them until there's a hefty release sale on. And I don't know. I'll have to wait a bit more on Bernina. If it's good, I'll get it. Or if it's reasonable, I'll get it day one, and I'll do a review. If it's bad, I can refund it anyway. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, let me know. If you haven't, let me know. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.